should give back money they've already received.
Now, even though at the moment the Pay Czar's reign is only over banks which have received TARP funds, the idea of a Pay Czar isn't sitting well with a lot of folks, including Republican Representative Peter Hoekstra of Michigan. He joins us now. Congressman, do you think that his authority is going to eventually go beyond that of just guarding over the TARP funds?
Well, I mean, the long-range intentions of the Obama administration aren't, crystal clear, but I think the president and others have made it abundantly clear that, they believe that government ought to set a role in managing salaries. They also believe in the concept of redistribution of wealth. So this Pay Czar may be the first step in them experimenting with some new powers and new authorities to regulate salaries and influence compensation in the private sector. Sure, they're looking at that.
Sir, here's the thing. Taxpayers would say, look, we've got scandals of bonuses, overpaid bonuses at Merrill Lynch, at AIG, taxpayer money going to these bailed out companies. Shouldn't we have a Pay Czar to limit what's happening with these reckless companies that almost brought the economy to its knees?
Well, I think you've got two things. Should the government take a look at the salaries of companies, of individuals who are working for companies that have received significant federal funds? Should they manage the salaries of companies that we now own? That may be appropriate in a very limited way, but you also then get to the answer or the question of, what is this czar thing anyway? 30 to 34 czars spread across the government. What it really is an indication of is that the normal functions, the normal bureaucracy in the federal government isn't working, and that we're developing management tools to circumvent the broken parts of government.
By the way, sir, since you are from Michigan, we want to ask you also about the car czars. The first car czar, Steve Rattner, stepped down amid a growing scandal involving a private equity firm he co-founded. That's Quadrangle, of course. The new car czar, Ron Bloom, is already having to defend one of his staff on conflict of interest charges as well. So what do you make of this?
Well, what you're seeing here is you're seeing these people put into very, very important positions. Remember, they're shaping the future of the car industry in America. They're having a significant impact on the business climate in my home state, the state of Michigan, and they're not going through any vetting process at all. And the end result is we're getting people in here who have questions about their background, who have little to no experience in the industry, and there's no vetting process through the Senate where you would work these things out. I don't think either one of these guys would have ever made it through the U.S. Senate.
Yeah, sir, I think that is the fear on Wall Street, that you have bureaucrats that are pretty faceless, reorganizing entire swaths of the U.S. economy and, on legal pads, yellow legal pads. Well, are you for bringing them before confirmation hearings?
Oh, absolutely. I think they should come in front of confirmation hearings. But I even think before you put them in through confirmation hearings, you have to come back and address the fundamental issue. Should we be creating these czars anyway? If we've created them, they're called czars or special envoys. If you got 34, they're not special at all anymore. It is a new way of managing the government and getting around the bureaucracy, getting around the secretaries and the cabinet. I'm very concerned about this trend of a lack of accountability and openness. It shows that the federal government is broken. We should be focused on restructuring and reorganizing government and getting government to work for us, not adding new layers of bureaucracy.
All right, Congressman Pete Hoekstra of Michigan. Congressman, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hey, great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And a reminder, by the way, we have asked, but